Hello and welcome to The Alternatives. You have choices. I'm your host, Elia Kavoukas, and this show is brought to you by the Sunshine Center in Sutton. We are a small health center providing services like massage therapy, acupuncture, a whole bunch of different therapies for you. We also offer courses like yoga and qigong and some yoga dance courses. If ever you're in the area, please look us up. 450-538-1111, or you can reach us on our website at sunshinecenter.ca. Center is spelled T-E-R. And today's show is about a wonderful subject that I truly, truly love. And my guest today is Albert Nerenberg. Did I pronounce that correctly?
That was pretty good, actually.
You
get an A.
So Albert is what we call a Laughologist, and he's done a documentary on Laugholgy, which I've seen. I truly, truly enjoyed. So tell me, Albert, what got you into this Laugholgy business?
You know, I can't say there's any one thing, but...
You love to laugh.
I love to laugh. And I think I come from a family of laughers. And you know what's weird is I would say the best explanation. I mean, there was an experience in my family that caused it to happen, which was actually having a child. Oh. Unintentionally, I conducted a social experiment in my house. This is what happened. Some of it's tragic. Just before my daughter was born, my wife Shannon's father got very sick with leukemia. So that was not fun, and it was very hard on her. And then actually, 2 months before the baby was born, her father died suddenly. Oh. And so she was really distraught, and she almost ended up in the hospital with a stress condition. Her mother had died not so long before.
Oh, my goodness.
And it was kind of like everything happening at the same time. So the baby's born, and to our shock, we were always worried because she really was going through a rough patch. We thought, oh no, like the baby's kind of a product of the pregnancy. We're going to have this kind of dour, miserable baby. It's always going to be, crying. And so to our amazement, the baby's born, and within a few weeks, baby starts laughing. Baby's quite cheerful, laughs all. In fact, baby cannot stop laughing. And so why I say social experiment was that I think that we were going through a rough time in life. We were not really happy. We were mourning a lot. And so we couldn't figure out why the baby was laughing. Really, why? What does this baby have to laugh about? And it led me to a kind of scientific inquiry, which is other people have done, but I'm the person who kind of popularized it, which is that a famous Austrian scientist figured out that babies laugh innately. Now, most people don't know this. If you ask parents, which I did, I went around and I asked couples with newborn babies. I say, I see your baby's laughing. Who taught your baby to laugh? And they'll immediately get into an argument. They'll be like, oh, I did, or he did, or she did. And the truth is that neither of them did. No parents we do not teach our children to laugh. They start laughing by themselves.
No kidding.
It's something wired into us. It's primordial. It's basic. And it's one of the great magics of life, that babies just start laughing, even heavily brain damaged babies. The study that was done involved blind and deaf babies that started laughing.
So the deaf ones never even heard laughing. So
that's right.
Oh my God, that's incredible.
Right. In fact, somebody even challenged that, and they said, well, maybe they can feel their parents laughing, and that's how they learn to laugh. Well, they found a baby that was blind, deaf, and had no sensation in any of its limbs, and guess what? It laughed too. So it really says that babies can laugh in the dark. I mean, really in the dark. Blind, deaf babies with no sensation laugh. And so I found that was like what got me going.
Sure.
And that was sort of the inspiration for, actually, I'm on my 4th film now about laughter. I make films about other things. But to me, something like exploded in my brain at that point, which is that I realized that laughter was a much more important thing than most of us realize. Mm-hmm. And I myself had been running down sort of a false what I saw as a bit of a false trail, which is I was very interested in humor, and I think humor is very valuable. But it's like I was looking for the world's greatest joke, and that's a very hard thing to find. And what would be the point exactly? And then I discovered something more interesting: that finding the world's greatest laugh, or finding the source of laughter, might be actually more informative, more illustrative, and more important.
Fascinating. That is just hilarious. Pardon the pun. I just want to tell the audience you're listening to CIDI 99.1 FM, The Alternatives. You have Choices radio show, and I'm here, Ilya Kavukis, with my guest Albert, and we're talking about Laugholgy, and was sharing your fabulous story of how you got into this. Yeah, I could tell you some personal stuff too, but let's go on. What is exactly a laughologist?
Well, it's a very good question because, to be honest, I would confess that there's no professional designation called laughologist.
You made it up.
I don't think I even made it up. I think some other people made it up.
Okay.
But I thought, wow, I made a film called Laugholgy. I'm a laughologist, and I am an expert on laughter by virtue of the fact that I have been studying it, for years, and I've done 4 pretty extensive documentaries on the subject. And I was also amazed that there was so much undiscovered terrain. Laughter really was a suppressed topic, and I think the best explanation is that it starts very early. Schools, our public school system, suppresses laughter very consciously. They believe that laughter disrupts, education. So that's sort of pickled into the culture where we think that play and laughter is somehow problematic and disruptive. So when I discovered laughter, it flipped the whole script for me. Suddenly I realized that we had a culture that was misdirected in some ways and didn't have its priorities straight. And since then, it's opened up a world. So to answer your question, what I do now is that I'm a huge advocate for laughter. I believe that you can laugh way more in life. You can laugh more often. And there's now research that shows that you should laugh harder. So I'm an advocate for hard laughing, not wimpy, polite.
I have a personal story I have to absolutely tell you, though. When I was younger, I had a lot of time I spent with my sister, which was 22 months younger than me. And she was very, I would say, uptight. Like, she was very concerned about the way she looked and how she was perceived by the world.
Is she listening to this show right now?
She will be in the future. Okay. And her name is Adrian. Anyways, that's not important. But we would go to movies, and I was very expressive type of person.
Yeah.
So I'd be like,
yeah,
laughing like crazy in the movie theater, and all she would do the whole time go, shh.
She'd be the one shushing.
Yeah. What do you do? It's not that funny. It was funny to me. So I spent my whole life trying to, laugh normally so that I wouldn't be, too loud so that people would not shush me. But at one point I just said, forget it. I want to laugh. And I love that. That's great.
Well, in fact, I'm here to say that you were right. Yay! What you were doing turns out to be the healthier thing. That now that really this laughing hard and laughing louder is better for you than holding your laughter back. And we know we can do it. It's not so hard to repress a laugh. Yeah. But you definitely have a better time when you laugh hard.
Sure.
And so, in fact, one of the documentaries I did, Laugholgy, was a little bit touching on the idea that there's always, like when you go to a movie, well, not always, but often a person who is laughs so hard that they get the whole audience laughing.
Yeah, I believe that.
And we kind of think that person is an idiot, but in fact, we are the idiots.
That's right.
That's the story.
Absolutely. That is good because I will never be suppressed in my laughter again. Thank you, Albert.
Welcome. So to answer your question, a laughologist is somebody who advocates for laughter, but also there really is a lot of ignorance about laughter. People really don't know what it is, strangely enough. They know what it is when they know how to do it. And I don't think we know what it is, even like so-called laughologists. We're just actually figuring it out. There's a theory that laughter is itself a language. There's so many ways to laugh. It actually expresses